During the case action planning stage,
you said you were born in the rainy season after the conflict ended, so you're about 20 years old. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Can I continue with a few more demographic questions? While we're working together to access some additional resources, something that would be good to know is if you have any difficulties doing certain activities so I can make sure to support you.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you have difficulty walking or climbing steps? Would you say no, no difficulty, yes, some difficulty, yes, a lot of difficulty, or cannot do it at all?
No difficulty.
Okay. Do you have difficulty hearing? Would you say no, no difficulty, yes, some difficulty, yes, a lot of difficulty, or cannot do it at all?
None, no problems.
Do you have difficulty seeing? Would you say no, no difficulty, yes, some difficulty, yes, a lot of difficulty, or cannot do it at all?
No, nothing there.
In your daily activities, do you have difficulty concentrating? Would you say no, no difficulty, yes, some difficulty, yes, a lot of difficulty, or cannot do it at all?
No.
Do you have difficulty with self-care, such as washing all over or dressing? Would you say no, no difficulty, yes, some difficulty, yes, a lot of difficulty, or cannot do it at all?
Yes, I have quite a lot of difficulty with dressing.
Okay, thank you for sharing. One more question. Using your usual language, do you have difficulty communicating? For example, understanding or being understood by others? Would you say no, no difficulty, yes, some difficulty, yes, a lot of difficulty, or cannot do it at all?
No, no difficulty there.
let's pause here to talk about what we've just seen. In this scenario, you've just heard the caseworker ask the survivor the Washington Group questions. These questions are designed to identify people with a disability. As you heard, the questions are focused on function, over classifying impairment, or directly asking, do you have a disability? Which often leads to negative answers due to stigma. People who answer yes, a lot of difficulty, or cannot do it all, to one or more questions are considered persons with disabilities, and are at greater risk of participation or access restrictions due to the interaction between these functional difficulties and barriers in the environment. The questions ask whether people have difficulty performing basic universal activities: walking, seeing, hearing, cognition, self-care, and communication. Due to the complexity of disability, the questions were not designed to measure all aspects of difficulty in functioning that people may experience, but rather those domains of functioning that are likely to identify a majority of people at risk of participation restrictions. These questions can be integrated in settings where you're collecting other basic demographic information, like sex or age. Collecting this information will support you and your program to know how many women and girls and men and boys access your services, and who of those are persons with disabilities. In terms of analysis and use as part of the case management process, there are a variety of actions that can be taken as a result. It's important to consider that survivors with disabilities are persons first. And as with any survivor, there are many ways to provide support through case management. In this case, as an example, the caseworker will find out additional information about ways to ensure the survivor can access GBV services.
Okay, thank you for sharing that with me. You mentioned that you have a lot of difficulties dressing. How do you manage it? Do you require any type of support to perform this or any other activities?
When I need help, it means I often have to explain why I'm getting dressed to go out and where I'm going to. So it can make it too difficult to participate in some activities sometimes.
In that case, if you want to participate in the information discussions we've discussed on women's empowerment, do you have a plan for how you can participate?
Since now I know the schedule in advance, I can plan to ask my sister to help me on those days. She will help me with that questions.
Okay, that's great to hear, and good to hear you have a plan for that.